It works. Good afternoon again. I've been asked to be extremely quick in summarizing the work we did in 3 hours in the Ideas Lab. And so there are two things I want to say. One is that in a couple of weeks, we'll have a proper report that we will share with all participants with the conclusions and the themes and the framework that emerges out of the discussions that we're had in this session. So it will take a time to process everything. The 3-minute version of what we discussed is on this whiteboard. And this is a very biased perspective. So this is my own understanding of what was discussed. And I'm saying this because maybe not everybody felt that the outcome was similar. I'll be very quick in summarizing it. I think what the conversations had in common was the importance of the design process. A lot of conversations were about how we do it, not just the what, the theme and the outcome, but how we do it and how much we engage different constituencies in this. So one part is managing the engagement, not in an opportunistic way at a certain point when it's needed, but in a constructive way when we really need to understand what needs to happen. There is a moment when that's too late, and it's very costly to change plans. And sooner or later, we have to argue, we'd better do it soon. It's easier to innovate and to create something new. The other aspect was making sure that the design process would be more organic, less stiff, less rigid, and more capable to adapt to different tensions and different phases and different learning that happens throughout the process. Last but not least, and I think I heard this from most groups, really trying hard to focus on what is called human-centered design. Understanding not just the issues of people, what is happening to these people and how do they feel about this. There is very little you can achieve with your design if you don't understand what other people are feeling. Empathy is not just a concept. Empathy is a necessary quality of us being human and understanding what's going on in the life of others so that we can create better solutions. If we don't have that connection, it's very difficult to create anything. And it's okay if it is a connection created through conflict. That's good. But without that connection, not much can emerge. 3 last comments. Data is available. We're becoming more capable of capturing it and using it and interpreting it. That's a vital input. I personally think that it doesn't give us the answers, but it gives us a very good perspective on what's going on the problem. We can really understand problems at a different level of granularity. But I don't know, there is a beautiful expression about the difference between AI and IA. AI, artificial intelligence, overrated. Artificial intelligence might be an oxymoron. Data cannot be necessarily intelligence. But more interesting, IA, intelligence augmentation. Making sure that your judgment, your decision-making process is augmented through the use of data. And I think that's what, at least at this stage of the development of the human race, we seem to be capable of doing. Augment our intelligence. So one important input. The second is the power of integration of different topics. We like fragmenting things. We do it in corporation, marketing, and sales. Does it make sense? If they don't work together, it's a mess. The same thing when we separate themes into different chunks, it makes things very efficient, and then off they go in different directions. And so the environment and the economy and society are different things. Are they really? Is our life separated in chunks? Not really. And so we have to be efficient and fragment things, but fragmentation is the enemy very often. And in urban planning, which is one of the most complex disciplines. It's fascinating and impossible at the same time. The job of the planners is to integrate in this collective mind all these things and not keep them into different boxes. Last but not least, and I hope I'm honoring the words of the discussion leaders that we had, balancing the short-term priorities with the long-term impact, whether it's on societal development, environment and sustainability, economy, culture. It's very hard for us human beings to take care of problems that do not create pain to us. We don't feel the pain of environmental issues, but we might in the future. So I think our ability as leaders in our domains is to really understand what matters and bring the attention and the focus to what is important and what consequences it may have. So this is my summary. I said that my time is over. And do we have time for our discussion leaders to add something? Or do we have to go to the next session? I'm asking. Next session. So I hope I've honored the work that everybody's done. I want to thank everybody. And we can remove this whiteboard. And I think there is another session. Thank you very much. And in a couple of weeks, we'll send you a report that has more granularity and honors the work that people who participated today did. So thank you. Thank you. And can you